Baby Driver is written and directed by Edgar Wright and stars Ansel Elgort, Kevin Spacey, Lily James, John Bernthal, Isaac Gonzalez, with Jon Hamm and Jamie Foxx.
That's what makes him the best.
Aren't you mysterious?
Maybe.
Ansel Elgort plays Baby, who is a music-loving getaway driver. He always has to have music in his head to drown out tinnitus that he developed when he was a very young child. And this constant soundtrack ends up bleeding into this movie. It makes Baby Driver a new type of film. It's one term when I was watching this movie, and that is the action musical, where every action and every event that happens with the characters, footsteps, gunshots, car chases, all these different things that happens, everything is synced to the soundtrack. Now the soundtrack is made up of a bunch of different songs, most of which I did not know, except for a perfect use of Queen's Brighton Rock from the album Sheer Heart Attack, which just sent chills straight down my body. Everything just fits because everything fits. Every drum beat, every bass line, every lyric, every guitar solo, every change of the songs from one to the other, they all are synced with everything. It is an incredibly fascinating thing to watch. It is amazing that Edgar Wright was able to come up with this. This is Edgar Wright we're talking about. He is a filmmaker that constantly finds a new way to tell a story that you've kind of already seen before. We've seen that with Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End, and here in Baby Driver, these characters are kind of familiar. We've seen the whole One Last Job, group of bank robbers, guy from falls in love with a girl, bunch of action scenes happen, some shootouts, some car chases. We've seen that before. But Edgar Wright figures out a new way to do it. He infuses all these different elements into it to create this incredibly meticulous film. Everything in this movie is exactly how Edgar Wright envisions it. There's nothing about it that feels like, oh, they've just put that in there just to, fit for the audience. No, this is a film that just goes for it. It is so pleasantly surprising to see another unique vision from a truly unique filmmaker. And that's the thing about Baby Driver, is that it is a very surprising movie. I think that the trailers kind of market it as this big, loud, action heist thriller, when really it's all about this main character, Baby. Most of the film is spent on just developing the guy, his interactions with the other characters, his very sweet, very charming relationship with Lily James's character, Deborah. You do have a couple of shootouts, some car chases. There is, a big action set piece towards the end. But all of the heists that might go on, you actually don't see any of what goes on in those buildings. When Baby pulls up with the crew of criminals, they go out, they go and steal some stuff. We're still watching Baby in his car, flipping through tracks, trying to find the perfect song. We are constantly with this character, and Ansel Elgort plays Baby so beautifully. He has that innocence, he has that charm about him, but he also has this crushing anxiety and this incredible devotion to that which he loves. This is a very complex character. It's a very interesting character to watch. I love the other characters as well. I think that Jamie Foxx, Kevin Spacey, and Jon Hamm stole this movie in so many different ways. That was incredibly fun to watch. I always love Lily James. She is just such a beautiful actress. And this movie is also so gorgeously filmed with such great colors and filters and all these different things by cinematographer Bill Pope. I'm always fascinated by his body of work. He's done The Matrix and the Spider-Man movies, and when he's working with Edgar Wright, he can still have those crazy visual sensibilities, but he also has this wonderful flowing style, more with Edgar Wright's films, and it is so present here in Baby Driver. There's beautiful long takes that, I would want to watch those over and over again to just analyze how they're all constructed. Pretty much this entire film you can watch again and just pick apart, okay, that leads into this, and this foreshadows this, and all these different things. That's what Edgar Wright does the best. This movie is also perfectly edited, and the fact that it was shot and it's also set in Atlanta is pretty awesome. It uses the city as a backdrop. It gives it life. It uses the local accents for the characters. It also uses a few of the local artists in the soundtrack. That is so cool to watch. Baby Driver, if I could fault it on anything, it would have to be that the style that Edgar Wright uses in this film is just so much. And I think that if you're a huge fan of Edgar Wright, you're gonna watch Baby Driver and still enjoy it as much as you've enjoyed his other films. But if you're a more general audience member, maybe you might have seen Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz, then this movie's kind of gonna throw you off. There's just so much in here, so many different ways to do things, so many different interactions, pieces of dialogue, character motivations, all this stuff. It may be a little bit off-putting, and I also think that Jon Bernthal is completely underused. I still have to say that Baby Driver was just one of those electrifying, incredible, deeply fascinating pieces of filmmaking. It is a fun, adventurous, comedic, dramatic, violent, awesome piece of cinema. It has great characters, it has great direction, beautiful cinematography, perfect editing, great soundtrack. It has all these great things about it. There's nothing like it. Baby Driver was a brilliant film, and I'd have to say that it is definitely a film that you should throw all your money at. So Baby Driver, have you seen it? Please tell me what you think about it in the comments below. There are going to be videos linked down here or one over there. For more Mr. Movies, please press my little face right there. Thanks for watching.